Meanwhile, U.S. officials are dismissing Russian claims that progress is being made to release WNBA star Brittney Griner as just talk. Griner was, in fact, recently moved to a female penal colony, notorious for horrific conditions, torture, sleep deprivation, and assault. Someone who knows those conditions firsthand is Nadia Tolokonova, a founding member of the Russian feminist protest art collective Pussy Riot. I want to warn viewers that the discussion ahead may include possible graphic language tied to the conditions inside those Russian penal colonies. First of all, thank you, Nadia, for being with us. You served inside a penal colony for nearly 2 years. Brittney Griner just started serving a 9-year sentence. Based on your personal knowledge, what worries you most for her?
I'm terrified that Brittney Griner was moved to IK2. It's one of the harshest colonies. It is literally the harshest colony in the whole Russian prison system. I was protesting terrible conditions in my penal colony, but I know every single chief official who works at IK2, and I know exactly what human rights abuses do they perform on a daily basis and kind of tortures that they use against prisoners. Well, prisoners in that IK2 works in slave-like conditions. They're forced to work up to 17 hours a day with no days off and with no vacation, needless to say. And if you do not perform the quota, then you're going to be punished. That includes torture, and that includes daily torture. And a lot of prisoners just cannot stand it, and some of them decide to commit suicide, which is not as easy in penal colony conditions. Medical help is practically non-existent, and if, let's say, you're being tortured and go to a prison doctor to document the fact that you've been tortured, obviously they do not see anything, and did not see any witnesses of your torture. So what I would be really scared of is Brittney hiding the fact that she is being heavily oppressed in this penal colony, because that's what happened with me. And I was told that if I'm going to say one single person about abuses that I'm going through, the whole penal colony is going to suffer because of me. And I didn't open my mouth for a year, and I was working in these terrible slave-like conditions, getting injured for a year before I started, and then I started my hunger strike that actually brought a few high position chief officers from Mordovia to trials, and some of them are convicted right now because of my fight.
To say that what you witnessed, what you went through is horrific and traumatic is to understate it. How did you find strength when all of that darkness was surrounding you? And if you could, what would you tell Brittney Griner? I don't even know how you begin to think about survival. Is it minute to minute, day to day?
Pretty much minute to minute, because you never know when you're gonna get attacked. And I also was subject to physical attacks. I was just thrown to places, just like a sack of potatoes, without them asking me if I want to go places. They dragged me by my hair. So what gives me hope is that normally prisoners who have some media attention, they're not getting tortured. So I wasn't physically tortured. They used physical force against me, but just to move me places. But they didn't beat me, they didn't rape me, and unfortunately, rapes.
Hey, I had to stop. I had to stop
I
it
understand.
there.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, that was a little bit too much there.
A little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna get it started. So people, when you go to other countries, make sure you know their laws, yo, because Russia, specifically Russia, they do not play around. And unfortunately, for Brittney Griner, she has to go through that. And my thing is, personally, I believe they're gonna make a statement out of her. Why? Because she's American. She's a black woman, and she's part of the LGBTQ community, which some countries like Russia's, they do not like it or they forbid that. They really, really do. So unfortunately, I just to hear that, and to hear it, and also reading it as well. That's living like a person going to a slave. That's like a slave mentality I hear. Like living in the 18s and 1700s and all that type of stuff. That's crazy. I know Brittany Griner. Hey Joe, you need to do something, because if Trump was in that, and Trump would have heard that, he would have gone to Putin's ass like, "Yo, you gotta bring her ass home, or we gonna be doing something." He probably would have bully Putin, saying, "Hey, you can't be doing that out because because Trump would have played that." We America, we just have to learn, like, we got to respect other countries' rules and regulation. I don't. It could be something big or something small. It don't matter, because even though Russia, they got all this bad stuff. That's not the only country that do that. You go to Mexico, Central America, South America, you know, Middle East.
Thailand.
They Thailand. Um, what else? Um, the Philippines, they do not play at all. So this is for a few people in America to listen like this. Make this be a lesson, because they do not play around. That's my take.
Brother, you really hit on something important that I think that people need to focus in on. It. Respect these people' culture, their laws, and what it is. Now, mind you, I'm also second to what you say. If 45 was here, Brittany Renner would have been home by now. What is to be famous if you can't pull no cards? Mind you, I don't know what Joe Biden is doing there. Our political, but let's not get something twisted now. That's why I say, depending on who you have on there, certain political prisoners would have been gotten. There would have been the bargain that would have been already made to get her home, just like Trump did for the Mellow Boy in China, because China was going to put that man in an internment camp. So, people, I pray for Brittany Renner. I pray for her daughter, her child, and her wife. I would just hope to see her home. I pray for every American citizen out everywhere to come home, because it's important. You know what I mean? So, people, let's respect and just hope she can get home and bring more media attention to her. That's all I gotta say.
Hey guys, this is why you gotta like, subscribe, and share this content, because we really, really appreciate it. Firstly, Ronnie, he's out right now. He's a little under
Yep,
the weather. So, Ronnie, man, you
get
listening,
better.
man? Hey, get back, man. Feel better, man. We'll see you this upcoming week. So you guys, like I say, like, subscribe to the channel, and like go in the comments and see what you want to hear from us. We want to hear from you. Do you think that Joe Biden is doing enough to bring her home? Do you think Trump would have bring her home by now? So that being said, Chaos Culture Radio,
We out.
we out. Peace.
Peace.